Hello, my name is Cesar Arana. I'm 26 years old and my background is from Nicaragua. I'm currently employed by Carnival Cruise Lines as a vacation planner. My job entails in sales for Carnival nationally and globally. I sell packages to individual guests, travel agents, corporations like Pepsi and American Freight, themed cruises, 15 cruises, any cruise that Carnival sells, I can provide that product for you. The vision that I see my career choice is to grow in that division. The next step for me would actually be to become a coach. After that, it would entail me to become a manager, and then pretty much a director of one of the divisions. My background has always been sales and the ability to read people either through words or body language. I get a kick out of sales, especially when I know that the person has not an intention to buy, but has an itch to buy the product. So I love conversating with them and finding out what they really want and what they really need. Some people want the product, but they don't really need it. That's what I'm here for, to make sure that the need and the want come together. I'm not sure of the career path I would want to be in sales directly with Carnival, or if another future endeavor such as my own business, which I started a couple of weeks ago, will take me there for the next 5 years. I want to concentrate on pretty much what's the best thing for myself, or I envision myself in my early 30s. The business I started right now is a micro lending company. Again, it does have to do with sales and volume, so it's pretty much the same thing that I do at Carnival, now just doing loans. Through life experience and my background, I have always been familiar with business. My grandparents were business owners, my parents were business owners. So sales and business owning has always been in my nature. Even if, as a youngster in elementary school, I remember doing bake sales, raising capital for that, going around knocking on people's doors to try to get some type of fundraiser get going, But I really do believe that sales is all about selling yourself first. You got to sell you got to sell your personality, you got to sell yourself. The product or service will be easy to sell as long as you sell yourself first. You always got to make sure that you are the one that's conveying the product, not that the product is conveying you. You always have to be one step ahead of the game. I've always been a people person ever since I can remember. I'm fun to be around with. I always listen to what people have to say to me, and that is what really gets me into sales. Convincing people to do things, whether it's like, hey, let's go to Burger King instead of McDonald's. I'll give you why. I'll give you, the feature, the advantage, the benefit of going to Burger King, whether it's to going to McDonald's. You gotta have that certain type of personality in sales. You always gotta be cheery. The atmosphere that you always gotta have is happiness. The most horrible thing a salesperson can do is bring that negativity to the table. You always got to be in that happy place, have a great positive energy, and always think that the answer is yes. Envision the sale, and most importantly, always go for the sale. I believe that in sales, there's always room for improvement. You always need to be stay ahead of the curve. One of the biggest things that I fall back in is I don't read up too much on current events, which is something I lack. I need to be informed on the latest news. I know about stocks and things like that, but I don't know about the news. I think that if I know a little bit about a lot, will be a better way for me to relate to whomever I speak to, whether if I'm selling somebody or if I'm just having a conversation to get their interest starting. The principle I live by is always be yourself, but take the best from everyone. Everyone has great attributes that you can acquire, so you always got to be knowing what they acquire and get those benefits out and learn from other people. Knowledge is the key of everything. You can learn from a 2-year-old what they're doing all the way to an 80-year-old. Always, when somebody speaks, always listen. Always stay honest with yourself as well. Never try to be somebody you're really not. And one of the biggest things I live by is, when you're making a deal, look at somebody in the eye. Douglas McGurry's theory why seems to be the best way that I look at life. View work as being natural as rest or play. It sort of resembles what I think about work. Every day I wake up and I say I'm gonna go play a game. Every day I wake up, I'm gonna go play a game. Work to me is a game. Sometimes I lose, sometimes I win, but it's a game. So you always have to keep playing, and always got to keep developing your skills, just like a basketball player, football player, baseball player, like any sport. Just to keep developing your skills. There's always that need, and that the need for achievement and the need for power. As McClellan said, it defines pretty much what I want to do in life. I always want to excel myself. I think that I can do a little bit better than what I always can, and I try to spread my power out as far as organize people and make sure people are working good, working hard. I mean, working smart, not hard. But I can only run my company by myself. I have a team, so I have that team work smart instead of hard. We always work with a vicarious model, which is basically hands-on. I believe that's the best way to learn. Although you can read books and things like that, but if you don't apply the knowledge that you have learned, you're not going to do good. That's why doctors do residency, and then they go after the whole bunch of years of schooling. They actually go and practice what they learn, because there's so much you can learn on books. But furthermore, you can achieve your knowledge to the next level by hands-on. One of the big things I'd like to do is read people's body language. I think that's the best way to start conversation, or the way they're positioned. If their arms are crossed or if they're open. Either way, you want to convey the best body language you can as possible. Like I said before, what my little micro business is a team project. So now with virtual meetings and things like that, there's no need for me to fly to El Paso, Texas, where one of my brokers is, or go to New York, or go to San Francisco. I can do it, do every other day meetings online, like chats and things like that. Conveys the message faster and with less hassle, and also keeps the the expenses a little bit lower than they should. I want to thank you in advance, and great class. I did learn out more. Thank you very much.